Good morning, good afternoon, and all of those hello things. Welcome back for some more SMITE shenanigans today. We're going to flip back to PC, starting a little early to touch on the AVGL, or the Collegiate Championship. I'm Tiger, that's F-Dot, and today, Dee thinks there's a lot about the AVGL being a caster, so tell us a little bit about what we're going to, what this is as a whole.
All right, AVGL was a collegiate SMITE league that was started up, and these teams played in 6 different conferences for 4 weeks of regular season play. And it came down to the finals, where 6 conference winners and 2 wildcards duked it out to get to the final 2 slots here in Atlanta at hi-rez Studios. And now, Nose Gaming and Pistol Pete's, they want to take home that cash prize.
Definitely. Pretty big, hefty prize coming out from these college kids. Tell us a little bit about the teams. You told us their names, but what can you tell us about them as a whole?
All right, so Nose Gaming, captained by Mojocat, is the squad that kind of came together as a unit, and they were just so far above everybody in their conference. And coming down into tournament play, they saw a little bit of opposition from some faces that might be familiar to Challenger Cup people like Man Ray, but ultimately they kind of walked their way through. And then the Pistol Pete's, well, this was a squad that DayToRemember just thought, we're the 5 best players that I can get on this team. And now DayToRemember, captain of Most Wanted as well, is here in Atlanta.
There are a lot of familiar names that you just said. Specifically, DayToRemember, you saw him in the gauntlet he was playing on Most Wanted. fineokay will also be here on the same team, the Texas A&M Pistol Pete's. He was from Astral Authority. And then on the other side, Nodes Gaming, a couple of familiar names. Killateral, very familiar with the Challengers Cup unit and Challengers Cup scene. Fatal, and Mojocat, who's going to be the captain for Nodes.
So these teams here that we have, are they all at the same school?
No, we opened it up to people can play basically as long as you're from the same region. So I believe that there's some crossover for nodes, but I'm not 100% positive on that. Don't quote me. But for the most part, these people are from different colleges.
Okay, sweet. But it's all regionality based, which is still pretty exciting. So we've got these teams and these teammates all formed around geographical regions, which is sort of a first in SMITE, right? We've got NA and EU and LATAM and Brazil and everything, but those are large sweeping regions here. It's all, like you said, the Texas A&M Pistol Pete's. So these guys are going to be focused more along the Southwest area, etc. So fun to see that sort of thing come out in SMITE.
Indeed. Faith in the French, but now it's faith in the, in Texas A&M Pistol Pete's and Nodes Gaming is who's going to come home with the crown today. Who's going to come home with the crown today? $6,000 in up for prize for first place. Second place gets $4K. So, I mean, hey, it's not a bad deal, but I think that these 2 teams want that extra $2K.
I'd say so.
You posted a prediction video earlier on, just giving everybody a rundown, which you can find on Twitter. But since you're here, we're going to go ahead and just go down the list for Nodes Gaming.
All right, fighting out of the Soul lane, that is DeanCol, who is kind of a very even player that he likes to keep there. And then coming out of the jungle, that is Mojocat. He's the captain of the team. And swooping around to the mid lane, that is DanielsGame, who is DeanCol's identical twin, apparently. And then the support player for this squad will be Killateral, and of course Fatal will be his ADC. Like
we mentioned, those are some familiar names. Killateral and Fatal made a bit of a fuss when it came to their own team, but now looking at Pistol Pete's.
All right, that's DayToRemember will be the ADC, and then next to him is his support, Dingodile. In the mid lane is going to be VVhytry, who, well, he's definitely going to be trying on this game. And then for his jungler will be fineokay. It's coming into frame now. And then lastly, it is Osath in the solo lane.
Anything you're expecting coming out from these teams?
Well, I'm expecting, it's more of what do I expect them to get taken away from. I don't think Sobek is going to make it through to Dingodile because that is his absolute favorite god. I don't think fineokay is getting Kuang, and I don't think Mojocat's going to get Thor in this one. Those are kind of their staple picks, the ones that they picked if they could, and a lot of times they couldn't at the end of the day. So they ended up really Dingodile Sobek. He's gotten it almost every single game. He has 1 game of Bacchus on the year. So the question is going to be, is Nodes going to look to take that away from him?
We've seen, like we mentioned earlier, we've seen fineokay and DayToRemember before. DayToRemember really liked his Jingwei, but he did cover a little bit of Soul in the AVGL scene as well. And fineokay loves his Kuang, so I doubt he's probably going to get that.
Yeah, no way. And I honestly think that DayToRemember will actually get that Jingwei, because the only person who's a bigger Soul fan than DayToRemember is actually Fatal. Loves this character, is absolutely a fan of it. And I think they'd be willing to let DayToRemember get Jingwei if that meant that Fatal could get Soul.
You touched on Fatal earlier. What is that big fact that you mentioned earlier about Fatal and what he picked during the entire AVGL scene?
Fatal has 1 game on a Hunter played, and it was AMC. Otherwise, it's Neja, Odin, Soul, and I think Soul's going to be the pick that he really looks to capitalize on here.
Let's see what these picks are going to be. Jumping into picks and bans, Nodes Gaming versus Pistol Pete's.
So first ban's coming out here. I don't think Nodes is going to ban Sobek with their first ban, but they could honestly look to do it. And actually, they did it. They banned away the Sobek there. Dingodile not going to get his absolute favorite god to play here. And Terra snap ban away. That's more of a standard. We just don't want you to have Terra ban.
I don't know who's more upset, Dingodile or F-Dot.
Probably
I love me some Sobek.
And now second ban coming around for Nodes here. And the question is going to be, are they going to ban away Jingwei, or are they going to give it up in favor of themselves getting Soul? And they could actually ban it here given the fact that they are first pick. I mean, the odds that they get yeah, they're going to ban it away. No Jingwei for DayToRemember this game around. Pistol Pete's, I fully expect the Soul ban here, because if they do not ban it, that is 100% fatal.
Well, I mean, that would leave the Soul open as well, so we'll have to see. Both of these are pretty heavy picks, even though Fatal may not pick for something.
Ooh.
But Arlang Shin gonna get banned out for Pistol Pete's, and now Nodes Gaming have that opening immediately, no hesitation, picking up that Kuang.
All right, so it looks as though Mojocat's not getting a Slore this game, but it's because he's going to go ahead and grab Kuang for himself. We have seen Mojocat play this god, and really what was impressive to me about Mojocat piloting this god is that he uses the utility from the ultimate to incredible proficiency, even saving his own life in a highlight video that one of our other casters made with that Kuang ultimate used incredibly intelligently. So Mojocat can get some utility out of this typical just straight burst carry.
So what have you seen out of fineokay aside from Kuang? Like, what's it going to be able to fall back to since Mojocat took it from him?
Well, fineokay's god pool is, well, it's fine and it's okay, really, given the fact that he has a plethora of gods that he can play. We've seen him pick Odins, we've seen him pick Thors, and Ram and Ra. So once DayToRemember loses Jingwei and Soul, he typically goes to this Ram, but I'm a little surprised that they're taking this Ram over the Soul pick itself. Ra now going to be the lock-in for the mid lane for the Pete's, and VVhytry is a standard mid laner. He farms and he hits his abilities. He's not going to be the big playmaker for the Pete's, and they haven't needed him to be. So Ra's a great character if you just want to farm and hit your abilities.
Have we seen any Guan Yu out of DeanCol over the course of the AVGL? Because you're not going to be able to match anything with Sustain. Ra getting picked up by Pistol Pete's, and Terra's been banned out.
I do not believe DeanCol has really played much Guan Yu, but however, Killateral has, and he's also played Odin, who's going to be the lock-in here for the squad, and Soul immediately. This is very early on. It's a ton of damage that you can put out with this team, and Fafnir are going to be the pick now for the Pistol Pete's. Not one of Killateral's favorite gods, but Odin on Killateral, he loves his warrior supports. He plays Erlong, he plays Guan Yu, he plays Odin, and this going against the Ra is an incredibly smart pickup here, but now I do believe that this means that no Guan Yu will be picked up this game.
My first thought was Odin solo, but you're saying, nope, that's Killateral.
Oh,
Killateral
no,
and Fatal like these crazy picks. We've seen Odin Nox out of them before. Scotty Hades. I mean, that just says a lot about Killateral and Fatal as a duo lane.
Yeah, these two love to just bring out these big damage dealers. And a Neath ban away here is actually incredibly smart, because a Hunter's most likely going to have to go towards the mid lane. Nodes Gaming, they know the power of Thor well themselves with Mojocat on that team, so they're going to go ahead and make sure that fineokay can't play that god. Now, one more ban coming out for the Pete's here. This could be a Wukong ban, actually. That was DeanCol's favorite solo laner to play, and it's going to be Cupid. I've never seen DanielsGame play Cupid. I don't know if he has it in his god pool, but apparently they're worried about the Cupid mid.
Might just be a pocket strat, but that could go into the mid lane, focusing in on those hunters, just to bring down the god pool just a smidge, considering Soul would probably go to that ADC role.
Fatal is not giving up Soul. He will get up and fight Daniels if he tries to take away that Soul. And we should probably cut the camera if that happens. But now, final ban here for Nodes. They have a plethora of options. They're going to ban away the Awelish here. Awelish would just be a huge issue for that Odin, who would not be able to initiate effectively, losing that jump entirely. So they're just going to go ahead and ban it away. fineokay, I mean, he's got it in his god pool. fineokay's god pool it's one of the more versatile god pools that we saw coming out from any one player, really. He just kind of kept playing things. And Batz is one of those things that he has played, and it has worked in the past. So they're going to pick up the monkey.
Batz has a gigantic, huge team fight ultimate. It's probably one of the best team fight ultimates in the game, so I'm very curious to see in the hands of fineokay what he's going to be able to do with it.
I think that we're going to expect some incredibly good setup ultimates here, and now this is going to be especially big because they already have that Raw, so you want those setup characters to make hitting that Raw snipe a little bit easier. Though VVhytry, I do believe, has the mechanics to pull off hitting Raw snipes fairly with relative ease, but just having that setup, just guaranteeing them, there's no reason to just do, well, a raw if you have that setup there. And so that's fineokay is going to really look to bring to the jungle with that bots.
Well, set up for Rom as well. You know that
Yep.
path they're taking, so it's not as messy as a knockup. You know exactly where they're going with that Fear No Evil. But there's 2 spots left on Nodes Gaming. Anything you want to try and predict?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that DeanCol is going to pick Sun Wukong or Vamana. These were his 2 go-to characters, preferring the Wukong over the Vamana pick here. So I fully expect Dean to go that way. Otherwise, in terms of the mid lane, I'm honestly not sure here. With a magical jungler and a magical ADC, this kind of forces the hand of DanielsGame here to pick a physical hunter and
Chaac mid.
Chaac mid?
No. No. They're not going to pick Chaac mid.
You have been so silent over there in that corner, and that's exactly why. You've been waiting. You've been waiting for something like that.
Chaac mid.
Good. No. You're not getting the Chaac. However, they are going to take Raijin here, actually, which is one of VVhytry's, a god that VVhytry likes a lot, but it was already, and the Wukong pick will come out. I am really surprised at the Raijin here. This is a tremendous amount of magical damage, and with 2 physicals on their side being 2 warriors, I'm a little worried here for Nodes Gaming right off the bat. I mean, Pete's already have that kind of balanced attack with the Rom pick as well, and it's gonna be Chaac coming out. So, DeanCol in the semifinals got soloed by Puckham in this exact matchup. So I think Osath is looking for the straight run back. If DeanCol gets soloed, he owes me $5, and I'm making that rule now.
So when it comes down to it, I want to pipe up about Nodes Gaming here. I'm not really too concerned about their balance of magical versus physical. You've got Kuang, Sol, and Raijin to be dealing a ton of magical damage, and usually we see the opposite. We see 3 physical and 2 magical, and one of the magical dealers is a Guardian, and so it's really just sort of like 1.5 rather than 2 really straight damage dealers. Well, when we look at the situation, Kuang, Sol, Raijin, obviously they're all big damage, but Odin and Sun Wukong, you've got 2 physical damage dealers that you actually have to be worried about. I mean, if you see a physical god that doesn't really do a lot or just is more there for control than anything else, then I think I'm more on your side. But here, Odin and Sun Wukong, these guys are looking for damage. So sure, it might be 3 and 2, not 2 and 3 like we're used to seeing. But at the end of the day, since Odin and Wukong bring a lot of damage in what they do, I don't think it's going to disrupt what Nodes Gaming is trying to do overall.
I honestly think that the big highlight here is going to be this Odin on Killateral. Killateral was more of a hard carry for Nodes Gaming throughout the season than really any other position, including his Hunter. He went like 7-0 on Ares in the first 4 minutes of one game. So this Odin, he will be able to get off a tremendous amount of damage. But granted, that 7-0 was against a team with players that if we put them on here, we would know nobody. And now he's against the Pistol Petes. And this is a team of really very high-level players. As I said, they came together as kind of, can we win? Can we just put together a team of 5 incredibly good players and win the tournament? And that's what Pete are looking to do here. But I don't think Nodes is too keen on letting them run through with that strategy.
You talked about Killateral being a carry, but I do remember seeing a couple of games where fineokay and Mojocat were just the big, heavy damage dealers. They were setting the pace. When it comes to fineokay and Mojocat locked in that jungle with Kuang versus Batz, these aren't necessarily either of their big pick gods. They didn't get what they wanted. So how do you think it's going to dish out in the jungle?
I think that this game definitely favors Mojocat if you're just looking at somebody to carry just because of the character that he's on. But fineokay can play this setup style as well as, I mean, normally it's Mojocat going 1-2 and 20 on Thor. He can do 12-0 and 5, but he likes his 1-2 and 20. So I think that, I mean, I don't think either side really has an advantage here. It's going to come down to who does what better. And really, game number 1. I was thinking them to begin with. I'm going to give it to the Pistol Petes in this first game here, just based off team comp and comfort as well.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and jump on into the first game. This is a best of 3 for the AVGL Collegiate Championships. We hop back to PC for this morning, but get right back to SCL shenanigans here soon. But Nodes Gaming, Pistol Petes, D-Sinks is on desk with us. He's one of the casters, going to be helping us out.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to see these players come in. I've been talking with them. I've been watching them. I mean, it's just been such a long haul for these people. They waited a very long time, and these two teams, right off the bat, if anybody was looking at our league and just looked at some of the teams and some of the players, these were the two heavy favorites coming into this. So it's really no surprise that they're there. But it really is for them. It's such a big deal for these players as well as me. I cannot tell you how excited I am to see one of these teams walking home with this grand prize.
No crazy starts just yet. No invades. Instead, just standard Smite plays. We're going to see Pistol Petes rotate over, take these right mid Harpies early on. Fire Imps aren't going to be up yet, but True to your word, Killateral already dishing out as much damage as possible.
Yeah, Killateral, he is, well, you have a support, but his name is Killateral. You're not really expecting those big get plays where he's just sitting there shielding people. Killateral, he is going in. He likes his Ares. He likes his warriors like Erlong. So Killateral, he wants to do a lot of damage here. And speaking of, in this mid lane, already some early Duke. Wow!
fineokay gonna go ahead and take the first blood for Pistol Pete's, taking out Mojocat. A little bit more of a twist than what we expected, and now Osath getting stunned out by DeanCol in the solo lane. Don't really expect too much action coming out from these guys, as it's gonna be CC for days.
Yeah, and especially with these two players specifically here, both Osath and Dean are more of the players to kind of farm out for 20 minutes and make the rotation and make a big impact, rather than the I'm gonna get really far ahead by soloing my opponent 100 times. But Mojocat, he fell very early on in this game, and that's honestly surprising to me. I did not expect that early spill coming out from him. Just kind of a mistake, though. I think that they'll still be okay with thanks to the push power of Raijin.
Chaac and Sun Wukong, button head, still not looking too much in favor of DeanCol right now. Osath able to sustain back up, and that is the power of the solo Chaac.
Yeah, Chaac not being played in the mid lane, much to FDot's dismay, but the solo lane Chaac here, he's going to bring a lot of sustain, a lot of clear, and he will win out this early game versus the Wukong, just because in the early game he has the advantage over a Sun Wukong. Wukong takes a couple levels to get his clear online, and Chaac pretty much just has it at level 1. So it's going to be standard farming unless one of these players makes a mistake, or unless a monkey shows his presence against the other monkey.
fineokay waiting in the wings to jump on in. DeanCol pushing forward, doesn't know this is even happening, so he's pushed up way too far. fineokay gonna come in with the monkey, miss the monkey, but here comes the silence coming out from Chaac. DeanCol popping into the somersault cloud. Not going to be able to take him down this time.
DeanCol, a very safe player. He wants to farm for a long time, and that was just a great ultimate. A little bit of a miscommunication there, or a little bit of a misstep, I think, coming out from the side of the Pete's. fineokay did not use his ultimate first, which is a lot faster than a Chaac ult, which is what gave Dean the time to recognize the gank and hop up into the cloud and just be safe thanks to that CC immunity. But early on, it is going to be DeanCol avoiding an early spill going against that Chaac. He does not need to be any further behind than he already will be just naturally off of the lane matchup.
Shouldn't see too many fights right now. Everybody's going to back off, head back to their own camps, get the red buff here, especially Killateral and Fatal. Start building up Fatal. Fatal wants to be that carry, even though he's not on that crazy pick like a Nox or a Scotty.
Yeah, I mean, he's still, well, he actually, funny enough, he didn't actually play Scotty once this year. It was his support that played Scotty, but Soul.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was a Scotty Hades lane, and Fatal was the Hades. But he likes his magical characters. He likes his non-hunters, and Soul. I mean, she technically fits that build. She is a mage. She's under the mage category in Smite. So Fatal, he is going to look to farm out, and also as he says, you just need to man up and step up on Soul. No defense. He's not going to be building a dynasty. He's not going to be building that Warlock Sash. He's just going to go straight damage and look to hard carry this game.
Mojocat wanted to hard carry too, waiting in the wings, but Chaac is not having it. Osath playing very safe like you mentioned. Instead, Mojocat going to go ahead and back because there's no opening. Osath is not giving it to him.
No, and I do not expect Osath to give it to him either. Osath never once got soloed in the AVGL. He maintained perfect safety throughout the entire year. Not a whole lot of solo kills going on there, but I mean, when your dual lane is Dingodile and DayToRemember, you kind of don't have to worry about soloing people a whole bunch of times. Day has been a standout player since last year when he competed in the AVGL and actually won the finals. Osath and DayToRemember both were on that championship team last year, and now this time around, they're looking to repeat.
DeanCol taking a lot of damage into the somersault cloud again, but now Osath may ruin the record here. He might get soloed over, not get soloed at least, but get taken out. DeanCol gonna get credit for that. Mojocat coming in for a nice, clean gank.
Soloed.
Still counts. No, while not ruining that record just yet, Osath is going to take an early spell, which this is absolutely fantastic for the side of Nodes Gaming here. Sun Wukong in the endgame is going to do a lot to distract, to damage, to do whatever his team needs him to do. And Chaac has kind of always been in this weird spot in Smite where it's like, all right, I ulted, what do I do now? And that's where Osath is going to find himself here in this game. and already finding that early on kill. It's so big, and it looks like they're going to try and fight over these mid-harpies.
Cage is up, Fear No Evil is down, Killateral may be down. He said he's going to jump over, but he's still getting chased over in the mid lane. Snipe coming through, but DanielsGame is still alive. Mojocat going to find a kill, Dingo going to find a kill, and Odin still going to fall. DayToRemember still finding Fatal. It's just been a complete bloodbath in favor of the Pistol Pete's.
Pete's finding early kills, and it looks as though they're not quite done yet. However, now they will be, as it will be Mojocat escape. No, he's going to teleport.
He's going to teleport. He found it. DeanCol going to get credit for fineokay dying to the tower shot, but still, now Dingodile trying to run away. Doesn't have any mana to fight back, but he's tanky enough to withstand.
Yeah, he's gonna just go ahead and get on out of there, and now making the rotation is Osath, and he's like, "Where's your Dragon Lord now?" As DeanCol just gonna go ahead and walk away, go back into the lane.
Hey, it's Chaac mid.
It's F dot. You gotta stop, man.
It's Chaac mid.
Just indulge him. Just indulge him. Just let him have this moment.
This has been a lovely cast between just the two of us, Tiger, and I'm really enjoying this two-person cast that we're having here. As Osath gonna enjoy the one-person lane that he finds himself in now. No junglers around, and DeanCol too low to fight this, and still with an ultimate up. This Chaac is incredibly scary to him.
Definitely, and I mean, this is Osath, the guy that you mentioned, has had complete safety. He's very safe. He knows how to play these gods and knows how to run the solo lane.
Yeah, and he's going to make that impact as well. I mean, there's players that can play very safe, that they can be passive, they can farm up, but then it comes time around for those team fights, for them to rotate, and they just get there and they're like, I don't know what to do now, but that's definitely not Osath. He can make this huge ultimate he can make those huge ult plays with the Chaac.
These fights are nice, but Pistol Pete still able to maintain this goal lead with the fights and with the farming. We're not seeing a lot of Nodes Gaming put priority on these mid-harpies as well as the fire elementals, and that could bite them in the butt later on as time progresses. We're only 7 minutes and about 30 seconds in, but Pistol Pete's have about a 2K lead.
They do have that 2K lead, and I think that the later that this game goes, Nodes want to find themselves with that advantage. They have a lot of big damaging characters that if you look at normally, you think, 30 minutes go by and it's mostly just farming little leads. That's fine, but the problem is all three of their big damaging characters are all magical. The more ahead the Pete's are, the easier it is to get online items like Bulwark, like Heartward Amulet. I mean, looking over at Dingodile, he's not even starting up the Heartward yet, which I'm a little curious about there because I think Heartward would have been such a good pickup going against 3 primary magical damage dealers.
It definitely needs to be his next item after he finishes whatever robe he wants, but fineokay looking to try to finish off Fatal, but with the Supernova and the Disapparate, not going to be able to, but putting pressure where it counts.
They're going to get the Supernova out of Soul, which is a win. Not the one he was looking for there. Well played, however, by fineokay, not using that ultimate. He was waiting for the Disapparate to come out, waiting for it to go away. He wanted him to put himself in that position, but Fatal not giving him that opportunity, burns the Supernova just to say, hey, everybody, go away. Now it's going to be Killateral looking for the fight.
Nice blink, going to find the cage into the Fear No Evil once more. Snipe been used, and Dingodile is in the Dragon. Going to find a nice stun onto Killateral. Meanwhile, VVhytry in the background is within execute range, but not close enough. DeanCol still going to be able to find him on the back end of the Somersault Cloud, but taking a lot of damage from that tower. Pistol Pete's going to be forced back, and Nodes Gaming able to find a pick.
That was a great fight for Nodes. Killateral starts that engagement off with a nice ring. fineokay counters with a better Fear No Evil. However, the main damage dealers were all out of the way. He hit Killateral with it, but really, DanielsGame in the backline was just able to rain down ult shots. And despite using all taunt damage there, he still was able to get off a decent amount going out onto VVhytry in the mid lane. However, it's going to be a 1v1 looking for here. Fatal's not going to indulge DayToRemember. But DeanCol, he made that rotation before Osath did, and he made it count.
Killateral rotating over with haste, wants to try to lock down DayToRemember, but not going to be there in enough time. Just wants to have that pressure and have that jump, but a nice backline. Going to be able to get DayToRemember out of the danger. Dingodile is here now too, so this 1v2 turned into a 2v3.
DayToRemember is a player that's going to be familiar to everybody that watched the Gauntlet, that watched Challengers Cup. This is somebody that they know well. However, DayToRemember, I mean, he is safe, he hits his abilities, and he can just hard carry if he absolutely has to. In the finals even, we saw he was a huge part of why this team got there, though favorites sold more. And they're going to look to sneak this Gold Fury, but they know he's there, but it's going to be looking for the engagement. It's fineokay. It's
not a sneak. They definitely know it's happening. A little bit of a whiffed ultimate coming out from fineokay. Going to get still locked in the cage. DayToRemember taking out Killateral for the folly. And now DanielsGame, a sitting duck. fineokay still chasing him down, able to teleport, use the monkey too early, and Raijin gonna be able to get away. Fatal has 1 hit left, still able to get out with the Disapparate. Meanwhile, Mojocat taking out fineokay as a nice tasty snack.
I have been just unhappy with what fineokay has been bringing here for Pistol Pete's. I'm looking at what Mojocat's doing, and 2, 2, and 3. He was just 1, 2, and 3 before he was able to take out the monkey right there. I mean, sure, that's not a strong game, but fineokay has a deceptive slash line. Cold Fury is going to go down. Pistol Pete's take it as they start it, but fineokay, he's popping his ultimate, looking for these one-on-one kills. He's trying to find these sort of, I hate to use the phrase, but he's looking for these ranked plays, and you're just not going to win. You're here in the finals of the Collegiate League, and you're playing like a one-man army on a Hun Batz character. Like, your character's not made up for it, your team's not made up for it, the arena that you're in isn't made up for it, and right now fineokay is just not playing the way he's supposed to.
Now, I did remember you mentioning something about having this problem during the tournament itself, because Pistol Pete's, they play like 5 really good members of a team, but Nodes Gaming play like an actual team. They have that synergy that Pistol Pete's are lacking. Yeah,
Nodes Gaming has been very focused, or not very focused, but they've been scrimming. They've been trying to get in these matches, the extra hours of playing time, they queue together and whatnot. And fineokay and DayToRemember both found themselves in that Challenger Cup Finals. DayToRemember finding himself in the Gauntlet. He's been playing with his team there because that is what counts. He wanted to get in the SBL. He wanted to go to Worlds. That's what counted more to him, so he focused on there, which I don't fault him for,
which is understandable,
really.
yes.
Yeah, no, that's totally understandable. I'm not sitting here saying AVGL is more important, it's my league. But here he is now, and they're just finding the unit plays as Fatal gonna just barely eke out of there.
Yeah, nice Disapparate, gonna get out with 1, maybe 2 hits remaining. Killateral gonna rotate over 2 to put that extra pressure on the left side. Pistol Pete's have been putting a lot of effort just to keep that duo lane stifled.
Yeah, they've seen what Fatal can do on this Soul. I mean, it is no secret to them that this is one of Fatal's favorite characters here. And something I want to touch on briefly with fineokay and DayToRemember specifically, these two have played on LAN. This is their second LAN in, I think, 2 weeks here, coming into the AVGL Finals. So I expected these two to look very comfortable, look very ready. And now coming in here, it's fineokay that looks shook and Mojocat that looks very comfortable. I mean, maybe fineokay saw the Kuang and he was like, oh, I'm playing Kuang this game, not Hunbatz. I can look for, I mean, I don't know. fineokay looks worse than I've seen him even in just watching the Challenger Cup Finals.
On the other side, though, DayToRemember looks very comfortable.
Yes.
2-0-0, he's crushing it in the lane, and you know this is the guy that I think you're kind of supposed to expect to see. DayToRemember has had this sort of gameplay style for a while, just confidence, reasonable confidence. So I think hunters are the first position that really sort of grow an ego and get a little out of hand. And DayToRemember is very well aware that he's on the come up, but he's on the come up very specifically. He's not there just yet.
Look at this coming on the back line. fineokay looking to try and take that kill, gonna be able to find it. DayToRemember charging in head on. DeanCol is here now though. Killateral bringing that cage just to keep the Ram out of the fight.
They're looking at the monkey though here, trying to get the kill on a fineokay, and they're burning a ton of resources. They will get it, and up in the clouds safe is going to be DeanCol. Meanwhile, Mojocat was able to zone out 3 members of the team now, as it's going to be DeanCol, however, finds himself in some trouble. Osath looking for it.
Osath able to help find that kill, but DayToRemember still getting the last hit for it. VVhytry very low. Dingodile able to take out Mojocat. Pistol Pete's are looking so they're missing so much, but they're still able to find these last hits. DanielsGame, the only one here on the left side to try and even help this tier 1 tower. Gonna back off instead. It's better to lose the structure than lose your life.
Absolutely here, and that was just a very strange fight from Nodes. I mean, you have some very aggressive players coming out from this team, and you said it. I mean, the Pete's, they missed a lot of abilities in that team fight. They missed a ton. However, you can't miss everything, and eventually you're gonna hit something. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a level 1 player against a Grandmaster. Eventually you have to hit an ability, and Nodes, they got very low. Mojocat zoned them out beautifully. They got the kills, and now, I mean, they chased too long.
How do Nodes Gaming play from behind? I haven't seen these guys a lot. Pistol Pete's looking pretty good, far ahead right now, but how do Nodes come from behind?
So the only team we actually got to see play from behind in the regular season were the Pete's. Nodes Gaming, it would be like, oh, we lost first blood, and we're fine still. However, and Mojocat gonna get looked at here. He might get picked off.
Might get picked off indeed, but gonna be able to teleport back. Now he's gonna get pinched between 4 members, trying to jump to safety. Still gonna find Fatal and a cage with Killateral. Still able to get out, finding Mojocat in the process.
Look at the luck of the monkey coming through in the clutch. Nodes Gaming gonna fire off some Raijin shots, but that for the most part. I don't think Pistol Pete's gonna fight back into this one.
I think that is exactly what the side of fineokay needed. That was a huge play from him. He uses his jump, and then Killateral's like, dinner time. He goes in, gets the cage down. fineokay throws the monkey, and it bounces into Mojocat. So he is. I mean, that was just a great play.
Definitely, and now Pistol Pete's still looking to display from this position ahead. DeanCol not able to match up to this Osath, not to this Chaac right now. Why is that? What is this Chaac doing differently?
Nothing really. He's just playing his character as basic as it comes. Osath is fighting down in the lane. He's fighting down in these team fights. He's just dropping the axe. Nothing he's doing is really extravagant. It's the fact that DeanCol is he's had a little bit of a rough game. His, again, deceptive slash line. 3-1 and 2, he's been able to get out thanks to the fact that his character has an extra life. You know, his ultimate allows him to get out of terrible situations. But in general, I've seen DeanCol in a lot of terrible situations.
Pistol Pete's looking at this Gold Fury, but going to go ahead and back off instead. NodesGaming showing up, even though Gold Fury was less than or had about a quarter left. Instead, may have a little bit of a fight, bit of a gang, or a little bit of a bait here. Killateral, nice blink coming through. Fear no evil as well. Killateral bringing out the cage, finding at least 4. Osath in the backline, finding 3 silences. Fatal using that sanctuary. That's going to be gone, and that's going to be huge.
And now is actually Killateral still in this thing. He's trying to fight it out with. Oh no, sorry, that was DeanCol. My mistake. But DeanCol's way safer than an Odin is up in that storm cloud, just healing up. But this is why you pick Raws. This is why you get characters like this. The siege healer. Go in, fight, disengage, get back to full health. You automatically win every single poke war, and there's no healers on the side of Nodes.
Pistol Pete's going to be able to take that easy peasy on the back of that fight, but now Osath finding 3 members of NodesGaming. Pistol Pete's going to help collapse in on him. A little bit of damage coming out from the Raw. VVhytry doing a very good job of keeping the team healed up. Dingodile bringing out the dragon, but more importantly, bringing out that gigantic coerce buff, just melting through that tower.
Yeah, and now they're going to keep looking to push forward here. Everybody's poked out, ultimates are down, and actually they're going to look to turn this, but a nice Fear No Evil going to take 2 out of this fight for now.
Yeah, but VVhytry does not have any of his relics left anymore. fineokay able to take out Killateral, which was a huge danger to that Raw with how just static he is, not able to get away anywhere. Pistol Pete's not really going to be able to take advantage of this too much longer, as Dingodile has turned back into the dwarf, but fineokay able to take out Fatal in the process. DeanCol using the not able to get away, even though he used everything that he just couldn't.
Curse was
rip
not,
the dream.
Yeah, Curse was not enough there, as fineokay still had his purification up. Gets hit by the Curse, immediately just goes ahead and is going to purify that away. Go into this engagement now, go back in, get the kill on the DeanCol, and no more monkey ultimate. His ultimate was down at that point in time, so not going to be able to bail himself out. That was really what DeanCol's been doing very, very well, and what we saw him do well on this character is he puts himself in those bad situations, but then he hops up into the storm cloud and just baits everybody in. Now it's been down, so he couldn't actually do that in that particular engagement, and I just want to briefly mention Dingodile. He's got the Heartward Amulet online, and it's going to become even harder for Nodes to fight their way back into this one.
Definitely. DeanCol didn't have his get out of jail free cards. He didn't have the Somersault Cloud. He didn't have the transformation, so at that point he used everything in his kit, including that curse, and he wasn't able to get away for it. And because of that, Pistol Pete's have been taking what was a little lead and now continuing to stretch it. We're pushing 19 minutes here, 6-14. Pistol Pete's looking very strong with their 11,000 experience and gold lead.
Worth noting that Nodes did get that tier 1 over there on the right-hand side. You saw Mojocat get pushed out and did absolutely nothing in the team fight, so he decided to actually go get a tower, which was not a bad choice. It's going to put 500 at least in his pocket, but right now, you know, 500, that's it's a Band-Aid over a bullet wound right now. It's a little bit too heavy of a lead for Pistol Pete's, for NodesGaming to be fighting back tier 1 by tier 1. The soul here that's split pushing, you gotta be on the other side of the map.
Fire Giant down less than half, but they're going to go ahead and unleash it because DeanCol going to get pinched between 5 members. No. Nice Fear No Evil interrupting it, and Osath going to get credit for the kill.
Dean went for the Ox there, and he needed the cloud, needed that CC immunity. I mean, I think that this might be a game that Nose Gaming are starting to get into their own heads about a little bit, because that's this exact scenario we saw earlier, where Osath comes up, or where fineokay comes up as the goal.
Killateral able to steal it with the jump. He's just so cheeky sitting there inside the cage. He doesn't even care if he dies at this point. DayToRemember gets credit for it, but they took the Fire Giant.
And the Fire Giant, we talked about those 3 magical damage dealers going to have some issues. Mojocat, DanielsGame, Fatal, those are your 3 with Fire Giant. Those are the 3 big damage dealers, and now all of a sudden, maybe Nodes has their window back into this game.
Fatal, I mean, he's on the character. The first thing I think of is tower control. She's going to burn through towers, so having Fatal with that is absolutely disgusting. However, Pistol Pete's still looking to take down objectives. They don't want to take this. They don't want to give Nodes Gaming anything else. They took the Fire Giant, but Pistol Pete's want to get the stuff after the stuff, even if they didn't get the original stuff.
Yeah, they absolutely did not, but they set themselves up to get new stuff here. And in lower level play, you'll see a team down a lot, and then they get the Fire Giant steal, and then the other team's like, oh, they have Fire Giant, guys, we got to be scared. I mean, Fire Giant, it doesn't even fully neutralize the lead there. It just kind of gives Nodes a way back into this game. It gives them a fightable window to use there. However, the Pete's, unfortunately for them, this is a veteran team. This is a team full of players that know what they are doing. They're going to see that Fire Giant buff and think, all right, they might be able to beat us in a team fight now. We're still going to take all of your stuff.
You can't shy away from that. That's the same argument of not wanting to use your ultimates because you're afraid they're going to be able to relic out of it. You have to know the timers, you have to know the numbers, and just go for it. You can't be timid in this game. Absolutely
not. And neither of these teams have really been playing timid at all, which is not too surprising to me. I mean, Pistol Pete's, they're the more comfortable team on LAN, having 40% of their players be there from before.
I mean, I think they're definitely looking comfortable. VVhytry taking that. Look at that Doom Orb, 50 stacks already. He's 0, 2, and 13, but he's still dishing out the damage. He's still able. The biggest thing is he's got that heal. He's healing and keeping the team in with the sustain.
Yeah, absolutely. VVhytry. And something else I want to note, VVhytry, one of the more comfortable players, and the screen's gone right now, but he has that Void Stone up and online. He's a player that is totally okay with doing this. And against an Kuang, a Raijin, and a Soul, that had a nice little Void Stone, it's going to do something for him.
Absolutely. I mean, these are the small adaptations that you have to make when you're playing against. Like we discussed how it was a little bit odd to see the 3-2 weight magic to physical rather than usually physical is 3-2. Playing in the solo, jungle, and hunter role, you usually see physicals. So when you see this little bit of a swap, it's not terrible, but you do have to change your gameplay a little bit. And the Void Stone instead of a helmet like we usually see in these mid laners, that's one of those changes.
Absolutely, and it's not me in ranked where I see 3 magical and I still build stones like, oh, I forgot how to play this game. But it's an intelligent adaptation coming out of VVhytry, and he actually liked doing this to begin with. I mean, VVhytry is very much so a farm and press my buttons well kind of a player, and this is going to let him. And so a Void Stone, we've seen him get it before just because it would benefit the team. When DayToRemember was playing Soul, he's like, I'm going to get Void Stone, so DayToRemember does more damage because that's really what they were aiming for. And a lot of Asclepius as well. He is going to be able to heal even more than what he already was, as well as having a little bit of health online, which is nice against, once again, these big damage dealers.
At the same time, somewhere aggro is tearing his hair out. There's 3 distinct magical damage dealers and no Pythagorean's piece.
I was just thinking that, but now Mojocat gonna blink forward, looking to take out VVhytry. If you take out the healing first, Pistol Pete's are not going to be able to continue this Phoenix onslaught for long. There's still a tower remaining, and unfortunately, Nodes weren't able to take advantage of their own Fire Giant buff and try to take a lot of Pistol Pete. So instead, we're still seeing 3 towers remaining for the boys in red, but Nodes Gaming getting their Phoenix knocked on.
Honestly, I think that Nodes got kind of what they expected to get out of that Fire Giant. They maintained. They were static with the Petes. They didn't get anything, but they didn't lose anything. They farmed up more. Petes are starting to hit the point where the 6 slotted. Looking at it, Dean's getting close. Mojocat is getting close to being 6 slotted, which is absolutely what this team wants right now. Fatal now with an Obsidian Shard online, on top of a fully stacked Doom Orb, on top of a Telekine's Ring, on top of Pen Boots. He's going to start swinging in these engagements.
Yeah, but look at him waiting around this corner, but not going to be able to take the first punch because that's going to be up to fineokay. Killateral already using the ultimate, even though Ra isn't in there. And DayToRemember going to be able to take out DeanCol in the process. Now Pistol Pete's really have their opening as fineokay takes out Fatal and the Phoenix with it.
Unfortunately for them there, unfortunately for DeanCol specifically, once again, he did what he wasn't doing before. He held the Wukong ultimate, and he ultimately falls for it. Killateral doing a ton of damage in the backline, but no jump, no way out. Killateral, you're not making out of this one, buddy.
Osath gonna be able to get that, and now Dingodile bringing out the dragon for that coerce buff. Mojocat gonna fall in the process. This Phoenix is done like dinner, gonna be toast as the acid breath continues to rain down. Pistol Pete's looking very good and looking like they want to go ahead and finish out this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally game.
Yeah, that's game. I do not see a way Daniels can end this one. Pete's, they're going to take game number 1 here as Daniels teleported on top.
Really?
Right.
Okay, that's a little cheeky, guys.
That sums up the entire Nodes game to me. However, Daniels game just going to fineokay going to miss another Batz ultimate, side note. But Daniels game, the entire team of Nodes kept going in when they needed to stop going in. So it is going to be, at the end of the day, the Texas A&M Pistol Pete's, they're going to find themselves in a 1-0 advantage.
Doing very good in that first game, even though we didn't see really any of those comfort picks. Do you think we're gonna see any more of the comfort picks coming through that they're actually gonna be able to play?
Nodes Gaming outthought themselves on that one. Nodes Gaming went ahead and they drafted away the Kuang, and then they drafted the Soul because that's their big character, and then they got the Raijin because that's really good on VVhytry and it's really good on Daniels game. And then you load it in the game like, oh wait, we have 3 magical characters. And they outthought themselves. They need to ban away the Kuang if they are not going to look to, if they need to ban away the Kuang if they're going to look, rather than look to pick it first pick, if they want that soul, because that was such a huge issue for them in that game.
It's one of those things you realized, I done goofed.
Yeah, I mean, I say it all the time, is the fact that there are a lot of characters out there. Thor obviously comes to mind. Naja, sort of to a lesser extent. Ratatasker is basically Thor 2. There's a lot of one-size-fits-all characters when you're going to play in the jungle. But there are a couple of characters that really have a specific game plan. Bakasura, you're going to be looking specifically to invade. Bastet, a little bit here and there. And when it comes down to it, Kuang, you're looking to be the man. Not every jungler has to be the man. It's really not that big of a deal if you're not going to be the Michael Jordan of your team. I don't care. There's role players for a reason. And when it comes down to it, Mojocat did not look like he was going to do the heavy lifting. Mojocat looked like he was going to be a role player, and now Kuang that's just trying to put a square peg into a round hole.
And the way I've heard you say it before, you've even said the same thing just about Mojocat. Sometimes he'll go, sometimes he'll go 12-2. Sometimes he's just the assist guy. Sometimes he's just helping to set up.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 20 was the most memorable Thor game for me, where his team's going, Killateral's getting kills, Fatal's getting kills, Daniels game's getting killed, DeanCol, and Mojocat's just there like, I hit a wall, I hit somebody with my hammer. I'm spinning on them, guys.
Why you got those kills.
I'm why you got those kills, and he's so good at that. He's even played in very impressive. He's even played a very impressive Kuang just as a setup god here, but he was outmatched today by his jungler, fineokay. Looked shaky in the early game, but got that 1 kill on a Mojocat and completely turned it around for himself.
fineokay doing a very good job with this Batz. See it here. I want to see him teleport right back in. fineokay taking out Mojocat instead.
Yeah, there was a couple of plays here where fineokay, I was not impressed in the early game, and then a couple of plays like that where he reads his opponent, and a couple of other plays where he started to play for the team. My biggest complaint here with fineokay was that we were seeing him look for these individual hot man plays, and then things like this, which, sure, yeah, it winds up on the highlight reel, but how much does this actually help out your team? And there he gets in a bad spot, and his team actually bails him out here, no problem. But as the game went further and further, guys, I was really impressed with what fineokay was able to bring.
And that play that just went by right there is the exact moment that fineokay needed. Despite being this comfortable player on land, or more comfortable than everybody else there, he found himself feeling a little shaky, a little, I haven't done this in a little bit, I don't know where I'm going to go right now. And then he finds out 1 kill on the Mojocat. Like, all right, I'm back. I'm playing the monkey. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my team the win here. And even right there, that's just a play of so much comfort. Dean using the curse. That should have bailed him out for all intents and purposes. However, fineokay not having any of it. He just went ahead and said, I have beads. I'm going to kill you now.
I love that you noted the specific play, because that right there, that's one more time fineokay going deep by himself, looking for the highlight reel play, and he does wind up on the highlight reel, but he gets collapsed on by 4 or 5 different players, and then his team bails him out, and he goes, oh, right, I should be playing for the team. And then almost every single play after that, fineokay, he's dropping the ultimate on the backside to sort of force players into the rest of the squad. He's understanding, he's playing with the rest of the team. Loved the way that worked out.
The whole game, just watching the Pistol Pete's, it turned in from, oh, hey, yeah, we're 5 guys that know how to play this game, to, okay, we're going to actually play this game as a team and win. But they still have at least one more game. If they can lock that down, we're going to head to a quick break, bringing more Smite action here in just a second.